All right, we are here with Kyle, and Kyle is going to answer these questions. So some of these are memory questions. What songs remind you of what different things? But I thought it'd be interesting to have you on and just see. We talk a lot about music, so just want to see what your thoughts are with some of these. I think it's pretty cool to put music to memories because I do that a lot. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Glad to be here. I don't know what you're about to ask me. So that's even better. And one of the great things about being a guest is all I got to do is show up and answer questions.
There
So
you go.
I'm ready.
All right. So, all right. First question, Kyle. What song reminds you of your first love, or if that's going to get you in trouble, your present love? I don't want to break up no marriages.
Oh, you come out of the gate like that. My first love is football, so it's not going to
Okay.
get me in trouble.
Okay.
But there's no song that makes me think of football. Um, that's a good question. I don't necessarily know if there's a song in particular, but I can pick one. Um, the song that I normally go back to around that time was "If This World Were Mine," Luther Vandross.
Okay.
That song, just that whole era of music, R&B in particular, it was it's very nostalgic, but it's also like, really just feel good music. So it takes me back. So anytime I listen to music from the early to mid 80s, it brings back a, nostalgia. Not to say that, I was falling in love with that song, but that particular song and that era of music,
Mm-hmm.
because this would have been like the early 90s. Yeah, so that song definitely hits home. It's one of a few, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. If This World Were Mine. I
Okay.
know you're not gonna get me in any trouble.
Okay. I don't want no problems. We already got Don out here causing problems. I don't need to be part of that.
Right.
All right. So when we were younger, and I don't know if you've had this experience. Most of us growing up in the culture have had this experience. But what song reminds you of cleaning? Like when we were younger, your mom would get you up on
Mhm.
Saturday morning and say, it's 8 a.m., get up, get this house clean. And then
Oh,
she would put on
facts.
some music. If you had that experience, what song brings that to mind? If you haven't had that experience, what song is best for cleaning?
I mean, we're all black, so I don't know any black people that didn't have that song or songs in particular. Um, my mom would, just like you said, Saturday mornings you got to get up, and even to this day, like I'm amazed that people, some of our friends and contemporaries, maybe this happened to you as well, friends who were able to quote unquote sleep in. Like I never slept in on a Saturday. That never happened.
No,
Like, so
never.
even to this day as an adult, like I'm up on Saturday mornings no later than 8 o'clock. I mean, 7:30 is kind of pushing it for me. I'm just up and out of the bed. That's just how I'm wired. So I've never been wired. Even when we were in college, I never was wired to, just stay in the bed and sleep all day. So we have the tradition of getting up early. Um, the music that my mom played, and I grew up in a house where my parents both played a lot of music. We were a very musical household. So the album that comes to mind um, is probably Sir Duke, Stevie Wonder. We
Okay.
played a lot of Stevie in my house, a lot of Stevie, a lot of Marvin Gaye, Jackson 5, Commodores. Very musical household. My mom had a stack of records. My dad had a stack of records. And then by the time I could get old enough to get my own records, my mom bought me a record player, a little small mini record player. And I got my own set of records too, which I can't find.
Mhm.
But the first, and I remember the first record that I got, the first record I got was Purple Rain.
Mm, okay. Now that I think about it, Saturday, we didn't. I would be up at like whatever time cartoons started. We would wake up
Mm-hmm.
earlier to go
Yes.
watch cartoons, get a bowl of cereal, and then mom comes in with the chore list
There
because you
you
got to
go.
get this house clean. So you finish them cartoons. When that Snorks goes off, you better get that
Not the
vacuum and your stuff.
Snorks.
I used to love watching the Snorks,
The
gummy bears.
Snorks were terrible. The
What?
Snorks was I didn't like the
You and
Snorks.
somebody else said that. I
I didn't
love
like
the
the
Snorks.
Snorks. Did you like the Smurfs?
But the Smurfs were like basic.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
like watching the Flintstones or something. That was just
I
like
love, now I
basic.
love the Flintstone now. Wait a
I
minute.
like the Flintstones too, but I'm
Okay.
saying those are your basic, like
Yeah,
Looney
okay.
Tunes,
Okay.
Flintstone, the
There you
Jetsons.
go.
Those are your basic cartoons. But then they started branching out, Gummy Bears and the Snorks. And then when we get to the early '90s, we had the Hammerman, and we
Right.
had Kid and Play, and the New Kids on the Block. Like, we're not here to talk about
Right.
cartoons, but that's
Right.
memory that
Yeah, but
pops.
the Snorks, they were okay. My brother watched them. I couldn't get into them.
What?
Couldn't get into the
I
Snorks.
love the
No,
Snorks.
no.
All right. The next question is, what song reminds you of summer?
Ooh, man, there's so many. But I'll keep it basic. My fondest memory of summer is ironically summertime DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, which
Mm,
dropped 1991, which is the year I graduated from high school.
okay.
For those of you listening and watching, I'm slightly older than Jay. So I've got about a
He's a
few
little
years.
bit more than slightly older. Don't let him lie to y'all like that.
So I graduated 91. That song comes out, and that song just really, it's a feel-good song. It's a song that we used to play all the time. And for what people had to say about Will Smith as a rapper, that's a hit and that's a smash. And it's something that really has stood 30 plus years and it still jams. I mean, you can still put it on right now. And you know, whatever you want to say about Will Smith, I mean, he had a smash on his hands with that one. And it's I don't think anybody can deny it, but that song always reminds me of summer. If I went R&B, probably Between the Sheets, the Isleys, because that's like a song that I would hear at cookouts.
Uh,
I grew up in South Carolina.
See, that was
So,
one of the questions.
oh, really?
Yeah. So
Okay,
we
see,
can just move into that. There we go.
go ahead. What was the
No,
question?
what song reminds you of a cookout, or what song
Oh,
would you play at the cookout?
definitely Between the Sheets, Isley Brothers, the Gap Band, outstanding. I remember, like I said, I grew up in South Carolina, in Florence, South Carolina, and so we went to a lot of cookouts. In the summertime, that's what you did. So like, it was nothing to go to a cookout on a random Wednesday just because somebody was having a cookout at the house. So, and music was always flowing. And then, when we got a little older, we had, me and my cousins, we would throw our own cookouts and stuff. So we had a pool. So, kids come over and swim and stuff. So it was cool. We'd play basketball, but the music, yeah, always songs like that always got played at the cookouts.
Yeah, outstanding came to mind because you get that drum
Def,
beat. It's just I
definitely
think everybody played that at somebody's
had
cookout.
to. And
Uh,
the great thing about that music was there wasn't no cussing in it too. So even as we got older and hip hop became more of a thing, that was the music that you could play at cookouts because you ain't to worry about nobody cussing.
that's true. And and family reunions, which are just a big
Facts.
cookout as well. So yeah.
Facts.
All right. So what song brings up a happy childhood memory?
Song bring up a happy childhood memory. Well, we got so many great memories, but I think when I think about some of my happier moments, they came like playing football. So I don't know, like one of the songs, and it's kind of weird, but when I played little league football, there was this guy who he had this real big boom box, and for I don't know why, and I don't know that there was ever a correlation in us playing, but he would all after the games, and I couldn't have been no more than maybe I don't know 10 or 11. He would always play Run DMC, King of Rock. So like that was just like a hat because I remember him playing that song after the game that we won. And he did it a couple of times, like the first year that I played football. So I just remember hearing King of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was like 9 or 10, but I can't remember the age. But I know like maybe I was probably close to 11 or 12. But that, as far as football is concerned and happy memories, those memories really stem from the football field, and that's the music they got. But and at that age, you don't have, or that stage of music, you don't have a quote unquote theme song. I mean, like nobody's playing all we do is win, win, win. So so you're not like you got a theme song to play just because you won. So, but yeah, Run DMC for sure.
Okay. All righty. And what song brings up the best school memory? So from elementary to high school, if there's anything special that happened that a song kind of reminds you of that.
High school, definitely Poison. Because BBD was different. They were obviously an offset of New Edition, and I'm somebody who was a huge New Edition fan growing up, still a big fan to this day. And so when we heard that, the guys were doing their own things, like we didn't know, because the running joke was, well, what is, Ricky and Ronnie and Michael Bivens going to do? So because they weren't the quote unquote most talented ones in the group. So nobody knew what BBD was going to look like. And so it was Belle Biv DeVoe, and Poison dropped in 1990. And that song always reminds me of high school because there were dances, there were people doing the Running Man, there was graffiti on it, a little bit of everything. It is one of those songs that if you see somebody at a party or a club who was outside or who was alive when that song was out, it just watch them. It brings out a different type of emotion. Now, if you were 7 when that song came out, maybe it don't hit the same. But if you were in high school, if you're in college or something like that, Poison, man, listen. Some people, they may have flashbacks and start doing the Running Man. Now, I'm not one of them, though.
Are you sure you don't be cutting the rug?
I dance, but you ain't about to catch me doing the Running. Come on.
All right. What song, if any, will get you emotional when you listen to it?
Emotional as in cry?
I mean, you don't have to shed tears, but maybe get you in your feelings a little bit.
I mean, I'm a thug.
I was going to say, I know you have this hard, cold heart.
No, there is a song. There's a song by what's my man's name? Hang on a second, let me look it up.
Okay.
But there is a song that makes, and I want to get it because I think I know the art. Well, I know the artist, but I want to make sure I got the name right. But no, I mean, we all can. I don't know about you, Jay, because you pretty tough, The song is called Angel, and it's by Terrace Martin and Ninth Wonder.
Okay.
And the song, more so the song in the video, it features like this journey of a father and his daughter. And that song, I heard it before, whatever like that, but it hit different once I had my daughter. For your audience that doesn't know, I have my wife and I, we have 3 sons, or at least we had 3 sons initially. And then almost 13 years ago, 13, because she'll be 13 in September. We had our daughter. And so like having and raising 3 boys is one thing. Having a daughter, man, Jay, ain't nobody telling me it's gonna be like this. And she is just a sweet, but she's a daddy's girl. So like that song, when you hear it, there's nothing. It's not like it's a slow song or anything. But it's just, if you watch the video, like I remember just hearing the song, and then when the video came out, I watched the video, and you see this journey of this guy and his daughter, and it's just like, I started looking around like, wait a minute, what the hell's going
dust
on?
In there? Some dust in
there? Somebody bring some onions in here or something? What the hell's going on? This ain't supposed to be happening. I'm just sitting here watching BET. Like, so, but no, that kind of taps into the emotions because, like, as a father, you have, like I said, it was, and we went so long with having just sons. So boys one way, girls, I just, and you have the idea. And I'll be honest, even when we found out my wife was pregnant, we was like, oh, it'll be another boy, So, but when we got the ultrasound done and it was like, it's a girl, I was like, yes.
Wait a minute.
I mean, Jay, it really went from like euphoria to, wait a minute. Are we sure? I was like, ugh, how am I gonna navigate this? But no, that's my heart right there. She is a daddy's girl and somewhat spoiled, but I mean, who else gonna spoil her besides me and her three big brothers?
Right. That's who should be spoiling her.
Exactly. So, and people, well, are you gonna let her date? I'm like, well, she'll date just like her brothers did, but I'm not I'm not gonna play the, you can do this, you can't do this, but your brothers can do it. Because as a child, she's probably gonna throw that up. She's smart enough to throw that up in my face, and she's the smartest person in the house. So,
all right. Oh, so the name of the song is "Angel" by who again?
By Terrace Martin and featuring Ninth Wonder. Terrace, Terrace, Terrace Martin and Ninth Wonder.
Okay, I have to check that one out. All righty,
check out the video.
Okay, I'll watch the video. I'll look it up on YouTube after this. Okay. Song that brings up a college memory or the best college memory. That's when you were out wilding out on campus.
Listen,
I know there's some songs there.
Campus of South Carolina State University, man. I'm a huge hip hop head. So there's so many songs. I really could give you 1,000 songs, but anything from Real Love by Mary J. Blige, The Chronic, Let Me Ride by Dr. Dre, Nas's Illmatic, the whole damn CD, but more in particular, New York State of Mind, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, Method Man, that song, or Cream. I mean, like you can almost take whatever the dope song was off of all of those albums. Mary J. Blige, the My Life album, the title track, My Life, that brings back a lot of memories. Am I giving too many answers? Or is it supposed to just be
no?
one?
This is your your thing. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Behind You, the Fugees.
Yeah.
Fuji Live, and Lauryn Hill. Can't Take My Eyes Off You.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill, Nothing Even Matters. Yeah. So it's a lot.
Don't go telling your business now.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna get into my business, but Tribe Called Quest, Electric Relaxation, all of those songs just really take me back. I was in school from 1991 to 1996, and I gotta say, that was a great era of music, R&B and hip hop. I wouldn't trade that time for the world. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think we had some great music.
Okay. All righty. What is a song from your favorite movie that just stands out? Uh-oh. What?
Purple Rain, Darling Nikki.
Okay. I've heard this story.
I was young. So if you know the words, he mentions something about masturbating with a magazine. I didn't know what that was. So like I'm, singing again. I told you I had the album. So I'm sitting in the living room singing a song, just singing away. And my mom hears me and she's like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "I'm just singing Prince." And she didn't say anything, but I remember her getting up, walking over and picking up the Purple Rain album and looking at it, see where's this coming from? And she didn't ask, but that song from the movie was funny because of Prince's antics on the stage. But that's probably the first one that jumps out at me because, and I'll be honest, I'm probably too young to be watching Purple Rain, but I was such a fan. I mean, I still am a fan, huge fan to this day. Prince, my guy. But yeah, that one stood out because of that particular song and that scene of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What song reminds you of a breakup? Is there a song
Mm.
associated with a breakup?
Yes.
Okay.
Jay. So, I'm from the go together era. You know what I mean? Like, we go together. I don't know what that means as far as like go together, what we meant by that, but
All right.
we go together. So this girl who shall remain nameless, Katina Davis.
Am I gonna need to bleep that name out?
No, because
Okay.
she's never gonna hear. And this is a running joke too.
Okay.
She called me and she broke up with me over the phone. And she said, and I said, well, why are you breaking up with me? She was like, because you told too many people. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to tell nobody.
I did that.
So the song was Let's Wait a While. And she was playing it in the background. And like I heard her as she was talking, hitting the rewind button. So it's a running joke. She's one of my classmates from high school. Every time I see her, and I haven't seen her in a few years, but every time I see her, I always remind her of that, and we laugh about it. But yeah, Let's Wait a While. So even the song, I mean, and I love Janet. I love me some Janet. That was one of my first crushes right there. But Let's Wait a While. It tugs at me a little bit. Even to this day, it still tugs at me a little bit because all I remember is just that black and white video. And for all of Janet's videos, that's the one that like really has been etched in my brain. I mean, and Janet's got a phenomenal record when it comes to videos. But if you'd have just said name a Janet Jackson video, that'd have been the first one I would name. And I love Pleasure Principle. I love Rhythm Nation. I love Janet. So yeah, but that one right there, yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Yeah, she broke up with the kid. So
oh man, so let's wait a while.
Lord.
She said you should have waited and not told everybody.
I mean, but she ain't had to be playing it in the background. And she kept hitting rewind. She was like, "Yeah, I just think we need to." And so what I'm saying is, I'm like, and I'm not saying that. I'm just sitting on the phone chilling, like, all right, okay.
She was like, "This was only supposed to last 3 minutes. This conversation, and we still talking. So I got to
like
rewind
a 10-minute conversation." So she's hitting the rewind button, because we ain't had no, back then. This was probably before the auto reverse.
There's no skip. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, wasn't no CDs you could play, anything like that. So yeah, I got my little heart broken to Let's Wait a While. So, but shout out to Katina. She's married. She's cool.
Okay. Shout out.
We still cool. We super cool.
Good. All right. Now, we already did the cookout song. What song gives you inspiration?
Sounds of Blackness. What's the name of the song? Keep it. No. Head to the sky. I can't remember the Optimistic. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That song, man, Jay, that song will make you, for me, it'll make me run through a wall. Just the lyrics of it, what the song means. I think it should be one of our anthems as a people, because it's a little bit in there for everybody. And I think it's for me, it's always been, a source of inspiration. It's one of those songs that if you're not yourself, you put it on, you pop right back up. So I would suggest to anybody, if you're not feeling good in any particular day for whatever reason, other than being sick or whatever, put that song on. It'll get your vibes going. It'll get the juices flowing for real.
Yeah. And Jadakiss has a sample of that song.
Yes.
That's another good one that
yes.
For me, that's inspirational because it's like a thug motivation. I have a playlist called Thug Motivation.
Of course you do.
On there.
Of course you do. You're Jay Boog. Why would you not have a thug
Sometimes
motivator?
You feel hood and you just I need somebody from the hood to tell me to feel better.
I don't ever feel hood, but I know why you feel hood. I'm from the
anyway.
I'm from the country.
Anyway, okay. You put on your Kurt Franklin. You have a good time. All right. What song relaxes you? Is there a song that you put on that relaxes you?
Sade, Kiss of Life. That song always, it'll bring you down, it'll smooth you out. Sade, period. I mean, really, you could put on damn near any one of Sade's albums or singles, and it's going to do that. Kiss of Life, Cherish the Kiss of Life and Cherish the Day. It's something about her voice. Lately, it's been for me, Alex Isley.
Oh, good one.
I love her voice. So like Road to You is one of her songs that I love. And it was,
Mhm.
I don't know why, but when I found that song, and I think I heard it on somebody's podcast in the background. And I sent them an email or something like that saying, like, hey, what was that song? And they told me what it was. And then after that, I just started listening to her music. Her voice is so feathery and so soothing. I love her music, but Alex Isley, but definitely Sade. Sade for me has always been just that staple. And so Kiss of Life and Kiss of Life, definitely. Cherish the Day as well. Those do it for me. Definitely relaxing. I can't
Yeah.
listen now. I can't listen to them while I'm driving, but because you mess around, fall asleep.
Yeah. Kiss of Life is my all-time favorite,
Yes.
Sade song. I love that song. Love it. All right. Here's one. What song gets your day going? Is there a song you put on that just like gets you going?
Oh man, it's so many. Um, Off the top of my head, Hustle and Motivate, Nipsey Hussle. Um, Nipsey's got a few in his catalog that like really get me going. Um, Jay-Z, Rock Boys, um, Nas, The World Is Yours, another motivator. Another motivator is those songs really push me. Like, when you need something to get you going, even if you're at home or if you're at the gym. But definitely Nipsey, Nas, Jay-Z. Trying to think, is there any R&B? The old Bobby Brown joints. Getaway. Getaway. I love Getaway. What's my man? Christopher Williams, Every Little Thing You Do. Love
I
it.
like
That
that one.
song, that song moves me too.
Yeah.
Um, and any almost anything that has New Jack Swing in it. I think if you came up in that era, or if you have a certain appreciation for music, even if you didn't come up in that era, anything New Jack Swing is gonna move me. So Guy, Groove Me, um, Teddy's Jam. Come on, man. Teddy's Jam. What are we talking about? Come on, man. I mean,
Jam.
Teddy Jam for me. That's all. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he said the whole song.
He
So
really did.
it is a smash. So yeah, any New Jack Swing, hip hop with a little bit of bounce in it. I don't do. Let me ask you. So I'm gonna flip it. Let me be the interviewer real quick.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay.
Do you have, like, I know you mentioned you play. Do you have like a ratchet playlist,
Mhm.
like City Girls and
Mhm.
okay?
Yep. Meg, Glorilla has been added. Uh Connie, what's her name? I forgot her name. It's Connie with Remy Ma, Lotto, and then some city girls.
I can't get it. I just can't get into that. So you got so
Yeah,
you
you
listen.
put it on. You just gotta. It's a bunch of
No.
Meg and Lotto, but it gets you hype.
What about are you in the Sexy Red too?
I don't think I have one of her songs
Okay,
on there.
okay,
No,
okay. Yeah,
no.
you
I mean, that's a
value.
little bit. That's a little bit too much for me.
I was about to say you value your brain
I'm
cells.
auntie status, so I listen to like
Okay,
it's
okay.
probably some old Meg. It's probably nothing new.
Yeah.
That. I mean, I like Meg, but I wouldn't.
What about Kim and Foxy?
Oh yeah, I got to put on some.
Okay,
I listen to Kim more than Foxy, so
okay.
I'll put on the whole hardcore album, do that, and then I move on to La Bella Mafia. That's one
Mm-hmm.
of my good ones. Notorious K.I.M. Um, and then the one she released right after prison. I forget when she got out of prison. I forget. That's not La Bella Mafia,
I,
is it?
I can't remember.
Whatever
I,
that album is, I jam that like
I never
crazy.
got into Kim beyond the hardcore album. Now
What?
Foxy, yeah. But see, full disclosure, I'm a bigger Foxy fan.
Oh, okay.
So like Foxy's first two albums, her
See,
first
I didn't
album, I
listen to her albums.
play it all the time, all the time. But I'm all because I think when I did a podcast with Autumn, she mentioned something about a ratchet playlist, and I was like,
Mhm.
wait a minute,
I
you got
think
a
most
ratchet?
girls, most of us women have one. You got to have something that you getting ready to go out to.
I
Sometimes
guess.
I just let it play. I don't have Sexy Red, I know for sure. But I probably don't even know because sometimes I'm just the songs come on and I don't know
Mhm.
who they are.
Okay.
So I'm like, "Oh, okay, I kind of like this beat." But then,
So
but yeah, I do have
it's
a
the beat,
ratchet.
it's not the lyrics.
Not from I like Lotto and Meg, I'm going to say that.
Okay.
Remy, everybody else. Glow a little bit too, but everybody else, I don't know. I don't know. The new ones I can't say. The older ones,
I'm trying to picture you listening to
Nikki,
Glorilla. I just don't see it.
I just started. I just started. She kind of won me over
Wow.
a little bit. I don't know what it is about her. She's
Wow.
funny. Yeah,
Mm,
Glow.
I can't. I just and it is no disrespect. It just ain't my tea. I just can't
Yeah,
get with
I
it.
get it. I get
I
it.
just can't get with it. But yeah, I wanted to ask you that because I know, like I
Yeah.
said, Autumn mentioned it when we
Yeah.
were recording, and I was like, let me ask Jay if she got
Yeah.
a
I don't listen
ratchet
to it
playlist.
every day. I have to
Of
be in the
course,
mood.
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like if you're going for a walk or you're working out or something like that, or you just in the car,
Yeah.
that's not. Yeah, if you'd have said you listen to that every day, I'd kind of look at
Nah.
this computer kind of strange. Like,
Nah, I
really,
gotta.
Jay?
You know where I live. I live in the R&B and the
Of course,
90s
of course,
R&B
of course,
smooth
of course,
grooves. That's
of
where I.
course, of course. Well, yeah.
All
Okay.
right. um. Here's one. What song would be the anthem of your life?
Oh, wow. Hmm. Anthem. That's a good question because I've had different stages of my life where the anthem probably would have changed. Um, I would definitely say I'll say MOP Annie Up. Because
That's a good
that's
one.
like just go get it. Like, I mean, and it's ironic that the song is about robbing people, and like I'm not really I ain't never robbed nobody before, but I mean, rob that fool, gun butt that fool. I mean,
Mhm.
it's kind of risque, but whatever. But yeah, probably Annie Up because like my life was like based on somebody who really was after whatever he was after and went at it at full speed. And so when I think about Annie Up, I think about just going full speed because that is the essential, quintessential full speed song. So I'm going at everything and attacking everything, whether it was school, whether it was sports, whether it was girls, whether it was careers, at full speed. So Annie Up is probably the most recognizable anthem right now that I could think of. These are great questions, by the way.
Okay. Good, good, good. All right, I got two more.
Sure,
All right.
take your time.
If you were a genre of music, or if your life was a genre of music, what would it be?
Definitely neo soul. Definitely neo
Mhm.
soul. Uh, it would definitely be neo soul because neo soul is it's not threatening, kind of laid back, kind of cool, kind of smooth, but not to be tripped with, and that's me. So kind of laid back, kind of cool, kind of smooth, not to be messed with.
Okay.
Not,
Okay,
not.
Onyx. We didn't ask you for no
Onyx agrees.
information.
He's like, yeah, I see you.
That's a good answer. That's dope. I like that, Neo Soul.
Yeah, definitely neo
And
soul.
my last question, he being crazy. My last question is how has your taste in music changed in the past 10 years or just maybe from when you were a young adult to where you are now? Like, has it changed and how has it changed?
Oh, great question. Yeah, it's definitely changed. It's changed in a sense because like there's a certain point there became a certain point in my life where I just really stopped being into what was coming out. I think, and you'll probably hear this. Well, I know I'm not gonna say probably. You'll hear this on some upcoming episodes of the 12 Kyle podcast that my appetite changed. And the best analogy I can give you, Jay, is well, I won't speak for you because I'm older than you. when I was younger, going to McDonald's was the joint. Like that's where I wanted. I mean, like you could really satisfy me by going to McDonald's. By the time that I got to college, going to Applebee's was the shit. Like it was someplace that I wanted to go to eat. Now I won't. I'm not saying I'm above going to Applebee's, but it's not my first choice. Like one of my favorite restaurants is Ocean Air, and so like I'd rather go to Ocean Air, have a nice steak, and that's where I am. So to me, the music that I grew up on has become Ocean Air, and so like a lot of the music today, like you mentioned, the Lottos and the Meg, that's McDonald's. Like I can't eat it. Like McDonald's. Here's the thing: what's dope for me at McDonald's?
To Kyle.
Yeah, for me.
Kyle is McDonald's.
Yeah, to me, that's
Okay.
McDonald's. It's like McDonald's right now is the only thing I'm eating at McDonald's now is fries. Like I haven't had a burger from McDonald's in like 15, 20 years. Like it's been that long. And my kids still eat McDonald's, but I'm just gonna get some fries. But so no, I'm not into what's new. So like even when now that doesn't mean that I won't listen to new music because some of my favorite artists are still producing music. So I'm always going to listen to them. But because we came up in that era where there was a point in time when music was coming out every week and we were checking for it every week. Now I don't care about any music. I'm not gonna say I don't care, but it's not like something I gotta hear. Like if you told me the new, I don't know, I'll say Kanye. I don't listen to Kanye anymore, but if you told me Kanye was dropping, if it came out on Friday and everybody on the timeline was listening to it and talking about it, I'd be like, I'll get to it when I get a chance. There's no rush. And it's because of how we consume music too. Technology has changed things to how we consume music. There was a point in time, particularly like when I was in college, if you didn't get the Chronic the day that it came out or the week that it came out, you might not get it because like they were selling out because you had hard copies. You couldn't get it from your phone. So, we had to have a personal investment as far as like getting in our car, going to the record store, going to Sam Goody, going to Tower Records or Best Buy and actually purchasing a hard copy of the music. And I think, a lot of the music that we grew up on was a lot better than the music is today. So, one of the things I think you and I talked about it, and maybe with Doug, even something now, sometimes I'll put Spotify on shuffle and there'll be a really, really dope R&B song that came on that I never heard of. And Jay, the song is 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Oh, I hate that.
I can't. And it wasn't until you said something about it, I was like, I'm starting to see a lot of that. And it's when, how Spotify takes your algorithms or whatever. So if that's the first song you hear, it'll give you more of those songs. And so it's like, I was like, damn, why I keep hearing these half a minute songs and the song is good.
Right. They're like interludes though.
That's all it is. It's an interlude and you put it out as a single. So it's like, a lot of that music, I don't, and there's no knock on anybody that listens to it. Just for me, like I said, I'm beyond McDonald's. I'll dibble in Applebee's every now and then, but I prefer Ocean Air. So my music, the hip hop, the R&B from the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, that's where I'm at. So, and that's what I listen to. So
that's a good analogy. I like the way you did that. All right. So that was the last question of my
fun.
little series. So Kyle is a podcaster, like he said. So I'm going to go ahead and give Kyle the mic to tell everyone where you can find him and listen to more stories. Kyle is a storyteller. So he has a lot of memories and stories on his podcast. So go ahead, Kyle, let the people know where they can find you.
Well, thank you again. This was fun. You did offer to email me the questions, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it raw. I want to hear it and kind of think of it in real time. I probably could have had more answers, but then we might have had a 2-hour podcast because I'm kind of long-winded like a Southern Baptist preacher. But the podcast is the 12 Kyle podcast. There's new episodes every Thursday and Sunday at midnight. And if you like, you can find the podcast wherever you get podcasts for free. There's no cost. I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com 12 Kyle podcast. On the YouTube channel, we have both audio and video of the episodes. So yeah, check me out. If you want to follow me on the socials at 12 Kyle podcast on Facebook, Twitter X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Christian Mingle, somewhere everywhere. Wherever you want to find me, you can find me. So, but again, Jay, thanks for having me on. This was fun. I may have to steal this one. This was kind of interesting.
Okay.
These are some great questions. And you came out, you jumped off the top rope with the first question. I was like, wait a minute, we ain't even warming up. So that was
Should
great.
I move that down?
No. That's a great entry question because, like, again, I'm not, because I didn't see the questions. I didn't know where to start. I thought we'd probably start with like favorite hip hop song or something like that. But I didn't know the level of the questions. So no, this was good. This wasn't any cookie cutter questions. So I think, this is going to be a great series. I'm looking to see how everyone else who you interview will answer the questions. And looking forward to more podcasts because we ain't been getting a lot of quick threes here lately.
We working on it. You're
a star. You gotta move. You gotta get your time in where you can get it in.
I gotta go where the people are. And sometimes you have to pivot. Sometimes you
gotta pop out
and show.
Told us.
Right.
Show. So that's what you do. So we here.
All right, Kyle. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for doing this. You're the first one, so thank you for being the initial question getter, just to see
I'm
how
setting the bar
flows.
high. So if y'all don't step up, I'm gonna say you whack. Don't be whack.
So stay tuned for more of this series. Like I said, I have a bunch of my friends that I asked to do this. And so I hope y'all enjoy this series. And for me, you can find me on YouTube, J-Spot Network. You can find my website, www.jsquick3pod.com. All my social media is there. I hope you like this series and stay tuned for more. And with that, we are out. Peace out, y'all.